Hey, what's up, everybody? It's DJ Fanatic Beats, content contributor for Liveoffbeats.com. If you'd like to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at DJ Fanatic or Instagram at DJ Fanatic Beats. That's spelled Phanatic. Today, I'm doing a video, really quick video on basically it's to help you with your workflow. It's to organize your tracks into the mixer here, NFL Studio. I know some other programs, some other DAWs have this feature, but it's a very useful feature when you have a bunch of. This is actually a project that I did, for something. So basically, you even if you have audio, this particular track has audio, as you can see. It doesn't matter if it's MIDI data, for virtual instruments you use in VSTs, or audio, or a combination of them. It doesn't matter. What you do, basically I'm showing you how to put your MIDI data or audio into the mixer routed. So basically I'm routing what you see here in the playlist window to your mixer. And there's a quick way of doing it instead of I can show you, but there's a really quick way because on this project I actually had to import all these different stems, and I needed it routed to the mixer so I can mix the project and make it sound really good. So basically what I did, a quick way of taking all these different channels, all these different sounds, and routing it to your mixer for mixing, you use the channel rack. So let me show you right quick. If you notice, all of these are in sequential order and they're routed. You can easily, actually let me save this. There we go. You can easily just use your scroll wheel on your mouse or click and roll if you don't have a scroll wheel. And basically what that does, it routes this 808 to channel rack 1, track 1. And 2 goes to track 2, etc. So you notice as I change that, the brass and the 808 would be on this track 1. So that's just using my mouse wheel. But a quick way of routing all of these sounds, instead of going through each one and routing with your mouse, you can actually double click here on these little squares. That means everything is selected on the channel rack. Don't get confused. On the channel rack, when you double click on any of these, actually I can double click anywhere and it'll select all of them. Notice they're all selected, and these are all the sounds that are in the playlist window. That's every sound here that's in your project is selected, that's in the channel rack. So they're all selected, and what you do, you go to the mixer. It's really quick and easy. Let's say I want to, for demonstration purposes, I'm going to pick somewhere else in the mixer, but what I did, I select the first one and then I show you an option here. So in this instance, I'm just going to choose 20, track 20, and what you do, you left click on the track and then you right click, and notice under this routing section it says channel routing. Now what you can do is it gives you two options. You can route selected channels to this track. What you're doing, every channel that you selected, which was all of them, will be routed just to one track. I'm not really sure why. Well, there'll be some circumstances why you do that, but you can route your entire song just to one track. If you want to do like some mastering, for instance, on without. Basically, you want to do mastering on a song that was already mixed or a beat that was already mixed. So that is an option. But what I'm going to do, this is usually when you're making a beat and you have a bunch of sounds. Let's say, a whole bunch of sounds, like 100. Sometimes, I don't know why you have that many, but I mean, maybe that's your thing. But, you definitely want to keep your music a little more clean, so that way the artist can perform on it. But anyway, back to the routing. So you get on under the routing section, you see channel routing. We're going to choose route selected channels starting from this track. So basically I left click on that, and what it did, it routed everything that I selected from that track and put it in sequential order. And actually those stayed as well. No, it superseded. So notice that it starts at 20 and it goes to 30. These don't even matter anymore. So I overrid what I did before. Luckily, I saved or whatever. So, and I can always undo it. So, and it also, you notice it kept the names of each track, the audio. See, I got 808, got brass, got cymbal crash, hi-hat, kick, open hi-hat, snare 2, snare, some strings and transition and trem strings, which is short for tremolo. So it kept the name and also the colors. So that's kind of cool what FL Studio does. It helps you organize your music, and it's great with your workflow. So that way you can quickly add all your sounds to the mixer. And you notice when I went to channel routing, when route selected channel started from this track, you can see there's always a shortcut, or usually there is. Shift Control L on your keyboard. I usually don't use that. I used to use it a lot, but I don't anymore because I rarely. I use this feature every now and then. For instance, I had to do it for this one because I was working on a specific project for something. So that is a quick way of doing it. And imagine if you had this many, all the way down here, this many sounds, and doing it this way, just rolling 1, 2, whatever, 400 times. That's a huge time saver. That way, and your stuff is organized and already named. So that's a quick way of routing your sounds, to the mixer. And I showed you the other traditional way. And usually you use this way. I do is when you're working on a beat, like I'll start with like a piano or something, and then I'll just roll this to 1, and then I'll add a pad or a synth, and I'll just roll this to 2. So as I'm building, I'm routing as well. So that's my workflow. That helps me instead of having them all. It depends. If you're like really inspired, you just jump on a beat and you just sound at the sound. You don't do any routing. This is a quick way of getting it to the mixer as well, because I've been in some circumstances where I do that, where I just want to get to creating and don't want to worry about routing or mixing or anything. I just want to get the idea out. So anyway, hopefully that helps you. It should save you a lot of time, and it's really simple. Didn't want to make a long video or anything. Just wanted to show you a little trick in FL Studio that definitely helps out. And don't forget the little keyboard shortcut, Shift Control L. First, you select where you want it to start. Like, I usually pick even numbers, like 35. It's not even number, but you know what I mean, like 35 or 40. So it's easier to remember where it's going to route to. So yeah, hopefully that helps you out and helps your workflow and helps you keep organized, because when you have a bunch of sounds, you always want to be organized, and just it's like a desk. You definitely want it to be nice and clean and able to create and not have a lot of clutter or whatever. So I like to keep my projects clean and actually just like my desk. So anyway, hopefully that helped you. DJ Fanatic Beats. You can follow me on Twitter at DJ Fanatic or Instagram at DJ Fanatic Beats. And I'm a content contributor for Liveoffbeats.com. And keep making them bangers and keep doing what you love. All right, peace.